In this video, I am going to give you the exact step-by-step breakdown of how to land your very first high-paying copywriting client, how to get to 5K a month, 10K a month, 15K a month. I'm going to walk you through exactly where to find high-quality prospects who are willing and ready to hire a copywriter, exactly how to scrape their emails, and exactly what to say, how to reach out to them. I'm going to give you exact scripts in extreme detail, nothing held back. And the best part is all of this is done for completely free, all revealed right here for free in my long-awaited part 5 of my 0 to 10K a month copywriting series.
Thank you.
Let's address the elephant in the room, okay? Can you believe it's been a whole week already?
What?
Crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Lesson learned, maybe I should not try and start a free course the day before I go overseas for my first international tour. Yes, it has been 9 months since part 4. I'm sorry, this is also free, and I'm busy, and I have a life. Sue me. But I promise you, this video was worth the wait. The source that is in this video that I'm gonna be sharing with you is literally worth more than most $1,000 courses. What? And I can say that because it is directly pulled from my CMB program. That's right, I'm giving you an entire hour-long module from my paid, high-ticket, flagship, industry-leading CMB program. This is cutting-edge stuff on how to land clients for free. So quickly to recap the 4 parts, because there's a slight possibility in the last 9 months you maybe don't remember everything step by step.
Huh?
By this point, you now know where to learn the skill of copywriting for free and paid routes. You're set up on socials with your card website, your portfolio. Everything is ready to rock. You've got your Facebook farm up and running. You're ready to roll. And if you've been doing that consistently every day, you've started to grow your own audience on Facebook and you're starting to get inbound clients at this point. So if you have not watched part 1 to 4, I need you to pause this right now, go back, watch those parts, then come back to this.
A few moments later.
Because in this video, we are going over the most powerful money-making part of the entire process, that is how to do outreach correctly. As we know, there are only 2 ways that you can get clients. That is going to be farming and hunting. Either clients can come to you or you can go to them. Now, in the beginning, given no one knows who the hell you are, it's pretty unlikely high-paying clients are going to fall into your lap. And so we need to be proactive, we need to put ourselves out there, and we need to reach out. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And when it comes to doing outreach to get clients, there are 3 main approaches that we can take that I teach, and those are going to be the engineer, the sniper, and the heavy. If you've ever played Team Fortress 2, you know what's up. When I say sniper, I mean super hyper-targeted outreach. This is only reserved for whale clients that you really want to work with. I teach a method called the WOW package, which basically guarantees that you get your message in front of them. I've already covered that in depth on another video. I'll link to it right above so you can go check it out. The second way we can get clients is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. That is going to be fully automated outreach. Using a series of clever softwares and tools and systems, we can put everything I'm talking about in this video today on autopilot. You set it up once, set and forget, and you can literally wake up to calls booked in your calendar every single day from high-level business owners who are looking to hire a copywriter. And then it is literally a matter of getting on the call and closing them. It does not get easier than that. However, that strategy does require a little bit of money, a couple $100 a month for all the softwares, and it does also work better when you do have a little bit of credibility and proof under your belt. So for those reasons, we're going to talk about all of that in the next video. What I'm going to focus on right here today in this video is exactly how to do manual outreach, personalized outreach that is extremely effective, will get you super high reply rates with strategies that I've never seen anyone else talking about, and they just flat out work. So if you have no money and you want to make a lot of money, this is the video to watch. Make sure you watch the entire thing, take notes, stick around until the end, because I'm going to go super in depth, nothing held back, all my cards on the table.
Are you serious?
And in fact, because I am once again traveling, I have a flight in an hour and I don't have time to re-explain the entire thing here. I've just pulled an all-nighter filming this training for my paying clients and customers in CMB. I am going to hook you up big time and I'm going to give you the exact training that I just filmed for my paying CMB and Resistance members who paid me thousands of dollars to learn this stuff. The only difference, the only thing you need to pay attention to is throughout the video, I will be referencing the previous module where we talked about the automated outreach machine machine. That is because in CMB, it comes first. In this free series on YouTube, that is going to be the next module. Okay, so whenever I say previous module or automated outreach machine, I'm talking about the next module that I'm gonna film for you in somewhere between a week and 9 months from now. So if you appreciate the insane free value, drop a like, drop a sub, and let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:46 a.m. I am leaving for the airport in 1 hour, and in typical fashion, no, I have not yet slept, but I did promise I would have this module done before I travel, and my word is my bond, so here we are. Module 5.8, personalized outreach, the final module of CMB, the piece de resistance. Let's get into it. Let's talk about how do we actually manually reach out to people. We've talked about automation. We've talked about how to scrape bulk leads, how to set up the automated outreach machine and email thousands of people at a time on autopilot. But there is one more very important element of outreach. There's one more very important strategy we have not yet covered in depth, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So, reminder, on the spectrum of outreach, we have on the far left, automated, which is extremely low effort. It's lower reply rates, but it's basically fully hands-off. That is the engineer approach. That is what we've just spent the last few modules covering, very in-depth. On the complete polar opposite end of the spectrum, we have the sniper approach, which is the WOW package, which is actually the next module, but I've already uploaded that, as you know. So that is super high effort, super personalized, and that is really for the big dogs, the whale clients, the people who you really want to work with. Somewhere in the middle falls our third character. We've had the engineer, we've had the sniper. This is the heavy. So this is all about sending personalized emails and DMs. It is free or very cheap. It is somewhere between super high volume and it's somewhere between super targeted. It's basically about volume and pumping out as many bullets as possible, as this picture alludes to. So let's get into the pros and cons. The pros of this heavy strategy: it is pretty much free or very cheap. You also get to select who you want to actually target, who you want to work with, and you'll find you'll get much higher response rates than the automated approach because we're going after people one at a time, right? It's personalized. Now, the cons of this obviously is that it is 100% manual. This takes sweat equity. This will take work, okay? So it's not as scalable as the automated outreach machine. You will have to do the boring work to make this happen, right? Just gonna preface that right now. However, you can delegate a lot of this to a VA for like $3 to $4 an hour, as I'll show you in this module as well. So who is this for? Really, this is for you if you want to hand select exactly who you want to target. It is for you if you are balling on a budget and you have time, but you have no money. Okay, if you have money, automated approach is probably the best if you're time poor. This is the opposite. So if you have time but no money, or third, if you're a beginner, I would highly recommend that you start here, as the other strategies really work a lot better when you're sending WOW packages or when you're sending the automated outreach. They work so much better when you do have some actual experience and some proof and some case studies to talk about in your emails. So in order to get those, obviously we need to get clients first. And I think this is the best way you can go about getting that first client of yours, so you can actually get some proof, some case studies, and then you can leverage some of the more advanced strategies that we have. Cool. So at its core, this really involves 4 key steps: prospecting, scraping emails, reaching out, and then following up. So let's get into all of those in detail right here, right now. Step 1. Prospecting, everyone's favorite activity in the world, I know. So there are dozens of places to search for ideal target prospects. This is nothing new, okay? The most obvious, Google search, right? Search for businesses that are in your niche. YouTube search, especially if you're working with course creators, coaches, consultants, that sort of thing. LinkedIn search, another great one. Niche Facebook groups, we covered that to death in module 4 when we talked about the farming strategy. Job board Facebook groups, very specific type of Facebook groups where people post jobs, and the whole purpose is that you can apply for the jobs, right? Another great one is to actually ask ChatGPT for suggestions on where to find people in your niche. This is a strategy that Alex Sukala, one of our success stories, he actually is our current record holder for fastest 0 to 10K a month. He went from 0 to 10K a month in 24 days, beating Luca's record of 25 days. And this is one of the key approaches that he used. So he literally went to ChatGPT and he said, hey, I'm looking for business coaches. Where can I find them? And ChatGPT literally just spat out a list and said, here's where to find top tier business coaches, and gave Alex a bunch of ideas. Likewise, if you're savvy enough, you can even actually ask ChatGPT for an actual lead list of names and contact information if you give it enough convincing. Now, we have the prompt somewhere in the bonus section, members area of CMB, but essentially all you need to say is like, hey, can you build me a lead list of business coaches and let me know their publicly available emails and social media profiles, and put it all in a table, and can you give me 50? It'll probably come back and say, oh, I can't do that because of privacy, blah, blah, blah. You just have to cajole it a little bit, convince it enough times that it's okay because they're public emails, and eventually it will bow down to you and it will agree and it'll give you a list, okay? ClickBank is another phenomenal marketplace. So if you go to ClickBank, it is essentially a giant marketplace full of courses, programs, that sort of thing. It's used by affiliates to promote top offers. Basically, it's just full of direct response marketers in a whole bunch of different niches. So you can go over here to the affiliate section, you can go ClickBank top offers, and then it'll literally show you all of the top offers in every single niche you could possibly imagine: health, fitness, golf, survival, weight loss, supplements, sports, self-help, home and garden, e-business, cooking, pets, spirituality, dating, beauty, you name it. It'll show you the top 10 offers in all of those spaces. Now, one thing I can guarantee is if there are a top 10 offer on ClickBank, they are making fucking money, okay? And they're also very deep into digital marketing, which means they have a funnel, which means they're sending emails, they're playing the game, okay? So those are gonna be top tier clients. Next, LinkedIn job search. Now, this is funny, but a lot of people actually don't know about this feature of LinkedIn. If I search for the term, let's say copywriter, usually this is set to all, and you will simply find people who are copywriters or whatever in their bio. But there's all these tabs up here. You can literally go to jobs and it will show you people who are actively looking to hire copywriters. That's pretty cool, right? And you can also go in here, you can type in email marketing manager, not email list manager, okay, email marketing manager. That is the name of this particular job. And you'll see everyone is looking to hire. You'll probably find a lot of people here that are looking to hire for 60 to even 120K a year or more. And you can even negotiate them to do it on a freelance basis. So that's a great place to search as well. Last but not least, I thought I'd mention this because a lot of people don't think to actually do this, or they don't know that these sites exist. Job board sites. There are a ton of these out there. I did spend a few hours looking at all of the top ones, going through them, disqualifying the ones which I didn't think were top tier, and just gave you the list of the best ones that are out there. So these all have their different pros and cons. They all work slightly differently, but I've given you a whole list there. You can go check all of them out. And these are sites where people hire copywriters from. Most of them are all free. There are a couple that are paid, like this one down here. You're not gonna get super high paying clients from these job boards. Okay, I'm gonna be upfront right now. But if you are looking to get your very first client, you don't have any experience yet, you don't have any proof, testimonials, you have nothing, okay, you're just starting, I definitely recommend jump on these sites and see if you can land a paying client of any kind. I don't care how low paying it is, get your feet wet, okay? Get your foot in the door, make $1, a single dollar, $10, $100, $1,000 online, okay? As soon as you make some money, you are now no longer a spectator, you're no longer a civilian watching from the sidelines, you are officially a freelancer. Congratulations, you've moved up a rank. You can then leverage that experience, those case studies, testimonials in your outreach, which we're going to be talking about, to get more clients, right? And it'll also help you build enormous confidence as well. It'll help you get the experience. You're working with real world businesses, you're getting the feedback, and you'll learn so much more than any course, even ours, which is the best out there by far. But you'll learn so much more from being in the trenches than you will from theory. Okay, so highly recommend it. A great place to start, and you might potentially get some decent clients. Alternatively, just as I mentioned with the LinkedIn job search, you can go right here to any of your traditional job searching sites like Seek, Indeed, Craigslist, and search for those two terms again: copywriter, scriptwriter, email marketing manager, email copywriter, ad copywriter, whatever particular skill that you have that you're looking to offer. Try a bunch of different search terms, and you'll probably find a lot of jobs that are listed for around 60 to 100K a year. Now, bear in mind, these are full-time jobs. The whole idea you got into this is to not have a job. I understand that. We're trying to ditch your 9 to 5. We're trying to replace it with freelancing income. However, what you can actually do is apply, and you can pitch these people essentially on why it would actually be cheaper for them, more efficient to work with a freelancer instead of a full-time employee, right? So maybe they're looking to pay someone 100 grand a year, where you can say, hey, I will operate remotely as a freelancer. I'm happy to jump on meetings or whatever you want me to do, but my rate is only 5K a month, which is only 60K a year instead of the 100K a year that you're going to pay someone to be here full-time in-house. Not to mention, if you're going to hire a full-time employee, you have to pay all these taxes, have all these guarantees. You can't fire them straight away if they're underperforming. You have to pay the superannuation, the 401k, like all this inefficiency. I personally don't have any employees. I only hire contractors for this reason. It's just a lot more efficient. It works out to be cheaper, better for everyone. So you can pitch them on that as well, see if they're open to it. Cool. Now, having said all that, I think that's the obvious places to start. We can do better, right? You join this program for better. So my 2 favorite places to find high quality prospects for free. Number 1, Facebook ads library. Number 2, Instagram. So let's talk about it. The first one here, why Facebook ads library, why I think it's so great is because these leads are generally higher quality because they've actually invested money into ads, right? They're actively investing money into growing their business. They're serious about growth. They have a proven funnel they're spending money on every day. We're going to go straight over to Facebook ads library. If you didn't know about this, welcome. This is Facebook ads library. So Facebook keeps track of every single ad run by every single advertiser on Facebook, which is like millions of them. This is a publicly accessible database that anyone can access. So what we can do is we can just search for keywords that your target prospects would use in their ads, okay? So put yourself in the shoes of your prospect for a second and just think, hey, if I was running ads for my business, you know what, fuck it, let's do golf. So you're just gonna select all. If you wanna select like United States to make sure it's a tier 1 country or something like that, that's totally fine. Now, obviously, this is super general. We're going to find everyone from people who are selling golf clothing, apparel, golf clubs, golf courses, golf retreats, everything and anything, right? So we probably want to narrow this down a little bit more into golf coaching, or you could even type in keywords like improve your swing, whatever search terms that you think your prospects would be using, okay? You can experiment with a whole bunch of stuff in here. Right here, we can see this is obviously some sort of golf coaching program or company. Tired of feeling sore after golf, feeling stiff and tight, not hitting the ball as far as you'd like, right? So if that's your ideal target prospect, if you were going after golf coaches, if you decided that is my niche, that's who I'm going to go for, then right here, Facebook's going to serve you up on a silver platter, everyone who is running ads in that space. So very simple. We're just going to click on their page. This will take you to their Facebook page, and we're just going to learn a little bit more about them. These guys have made it super fucking easy for us. Thank you very much. Usually it's a lot harder to find their email. We've just skipped like 10 steps, but beautiful. The email's right there in the bio. Most times it won't be. That's totally fine. We're just looking to do a little bit of digging here. We want to find like, what is their website? What are they about? Do they look like a real qualified target prospect? Yes or no? I just set the filter to be US because I was getting a ton of German ads just then. So we'll just use this one as an example here. Golf Wolf Golf Tees. Click that. It's going to take us to their Facebook page. We can see what they're about. We're just going to click shop now, click the link of the ad or whatever the call to action is. This is going to take you usually to their website or their funnel or something like that. And we're simply just going to take a look around, see if we can find their contact info, maybe their email, their website, their social media. Even better if we can find out who the founder is, because then we can scrape their email from LinkedIn using some clever tools. So we'll come back to this in a second. But essentially, all we're looking to do here is just do a little bit of digging, and we want to opt into their list. We want to add their site, their socials, and the founder name to our CRM spreadsheet, which I'll show you in a second. And then we're going to use all of this information later to actually find their email using some clever tools, okay? For the moment, we're just prospecting. We're just trying to find people. So that's the first place, Facebook ads library. I think it's great. Second place is going to be Instagram. The process for Instagram is pretty simple. I think Instagram is one of the absolute best places to find prospects, especially if you're going after personal brands, coaches, consultants, that sort of thing. They're all on Instagram and it's phenomenal. So first step is obviously to search for prospects. So we're going to jump on into the menu bar and we're simply going to search. Now, there's a couple of different ways of searching. We can either do it via keywords. So that would simply mean jumping into search, and sticking with the example of golf, we will type in golf coaching or golf coach. That would be an example of keywords, right? So business coach, fitness coach, dating coach, gym, golf, pet stores, e-com, survival, prepper, beauty, fashion, whatever your niche is, that's what you're going to search into Instagram, okay? That's the first way of searching. And then it will come up obviously with a whole ton of different profiles here. The other way that you can search is by hashtags. So for example, if we wanted business coaches, if that's your niche, have a think again, once again, put yourself in the shoes of your target prospects. If I was making posts for myself, what would I be using as hashtags? Probably stuff like business coach or business coaching or business advice or grow your business or e-com coach or make money online if they're into BizOp, right? Or work from home. If you were fitness coaches, they'd probably be using hashtags like online fitness coach or online PT or online trainer. You get the idea, right? Now, if you're struggling to think of what these hashtags and keywords might be, then here's a great prompt that you can chuck into ChatGPT, courtesy of my friend Jay. Shout out Lee Gen Jay, runs a tremendous YouTube channel about anything and everything to do with prospecting, outreach, getting clients, cold email, all that good stuff. Highly recommend you subscribe. He is an absolute G, one of the best in the game. Anyways, this is his prompt. So throw this straight into ChatGPT and you essentially say, hey, your goal is to understand my customer avatar based on the information below, blah, blah, blah. There's the prompt. Put in your industry, job title, company size, details about some avatar, right? Tell it who to look for. And then it will basically spit out some examples. So here I am in ChatGPT with the prompt, threw it in there, said industry, online pet stores. Job title is going to be the founder. We want the head honcho, right? Company size, 1 to 30, details about the avatar. They're a well-established pet e-com store and they sell a range of pet products. They need an email copywriter to write their emails. So we'll throw that in there. We'll see what ChatGPT comes up with. Yes, I have trained it to call me Lord Ferres, okay? Technically, I did buy 1 square meter of land in Scotland, Highland titles, which technically enables me to call myself a lord. Anyways, not relevant. So, top 3 hashtags that it just gave me are hashtag pet supplies, pets of Instagram, and pet care. Those are 3 I probably wouldn't have thought to use, so it's really cool that it's come up with those. So now if I was looking for the owners of these pet e-com stores, I could simply throw in hashtag pet supplies into Instagram. And then look at that, there's nearly 1 million posts with that hashtag. That is a lot of prospects. So step 2 of what we're trying to do here is to find an ideal target prospect. Now, in my opinion, a ideal target prospect is going to be someone who has a decent following. Okay, it doesn't have to be massive, but generally anywhere from like 10K to 1 million is okay. That pretty much means they're established. They have solid engagement. Okay, so if they have 1 million followers and 3 likes on every photo, something's obviously wrong there. Link in their bio to some type of funnel. To me, this is probably the most important thing. It means they're actually selling something. They're doing some sort of digital marketing. And then they have an email list. So we're going to scroll through here. We're going to try and find one of these ideal prospects. Now, for whatever reason, there seems to be a lot of people using the hashtag pet supplies that are just not prospects. This one obviously is a product, right? So this is going to be an actual store, which I'm assuming is selling petware. Now, they do have a very low following, but this is e-com. So at the end of the day, how many e-com brands do you really follow? Not that many. So they probably don't have much of a following, but they may still be a decent sized business. So we're going to go here. We're going to click on the link in their bio. We're going to go to their website. We're going to check it out and we're going to see if it looks like it could be a client. I think so. If I was wanting to write for pet e-com stores, this looks like a pet e-com store, right? So I think I would go ahead and I would add this to my list. We're going to try and find the founder. We're going to try and find their email, and we'll go over all of that in just a second. For the time being, what we want to do is we want to go ahead to this Google Sheets CRM, good old Google Sheets. We don't need anything fancy. This is one that I just made for everyone in CMB. You're welcome to make a copy of this, use it however you like, okay? So very simple. The name, you can have store name, and then we're going to add another column to the right, which is actually going to be founder name. What is the role? So in that case, probably the CEO or CXO or whatever it is. Then we have company/program. Okay, I said program because in case they're a coach. Email, we're going to fill this out in a second. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to get their email. Website, Instagram, personalized icebreaker. This is something that we are going to fill in based on any information that we've seen. So I'll show you how this all compounds on itself and how it comes together later. But anything that jumps out at you, for example, this post, it's funny, 21 hours ago. Okay, so that was today. So for example, personalized icebreaker, I could just jump in here and type in something as simple as that Instagram post with the dog teeth cracked me up so hard, haha, couldn't stop watching. You throw it in a cold email, that's going to show them straight away. This is not some automated, templated bullshit. Okay, this is actually an email from a human being to another human being. You actually saw the post. They're going to know that, they're going to appreciate it, and you're going to get so many more replies, okay? So you can pick out anything from their socials, any posts they've made, anything that's on their story, anything that's in their bio that sticks out, anything that's on their website that sticks out. Literally anything, it does not matter. The whole point is that we're just picking something that is specific to them and only them, okay? That's what we want to do that. Now moving along, IMGBB link. I'll explain this in a little bit. This is if you're using personalized images. So there's a website that basically you can generate these funny images of people. So you can slap their face on $100 bills, slap their face on the front cover of Forbes, all that sort of thing, which we'll go over in a second. And then what you're going to do to actually use that is you're going to Google their picture, upload the picture into this. It takes like 30 seconds. Then slap the face on the front cover of one of these magazines. You can get really creative, have a lot of fun with it. I have a whole list as a bonus module where I just brainstormed like 20 or 30 different ideas that you can use with this site for funny outreach angles. If you do want to use those, there is a free image hosting site. It's called IMGBB, and you can upload all of your images into there and it will give you an embed link. And that embed link you can put inside the email and it will literally put that image inside of the email, not as an attachment where it won't actually be like an image file. So it's not going to register on any spam triggers or anything like that. It's just going to be embedded straight into the email, which is really cool. So that's what that column is for. Next, follow-up date. This is really important. We are going to always follow up. I recommend following up at least 4 times, up to about 8 times, okay? The money really is in the follow-up. And I recommend following up every 3 days. So if you email them on Monday, the next follow-up is Thursday. The next follow-up after that would be Friday, Monday, Tuesday, the next week, okay? So let's say today, Saturday, 16th of March. So I would simply say my next follow-up, Wednesday, the 20th or whatever the hell, right? Whatever that date is. These tick boxes, very simple. When you send your first outreach message, tick the box. When you send your next outreach message, tick the box. So then you know where you're up to in your sequence and you can keep track, okay? Tracking is very important. I can assure you, when you have this filled out with like 300 people, you are not going to be able to mentally track of who is who and where is where. And it's going to be a nightmare, okay? Put them all on a sheet, make life easy for yourself. If you want to send an 8 email sequence, simply just add more columns to this, okay? The next bit over here, I can't scroll for some reason, so I'm just going to zoom the fuck out and we're just going to have to zoom in here. So this is like replied on email 3. So when you do get a reply, note down which email, which outreach message did they reply to, because you're going to look for patterns, you're going to look for trends, and you're going to notice, hey, everyone seems to be responding to email 2 or email 6 or whatever it is in my sequence. That is obviously the one that resonates with them the most. So therefore, you should probably bump that one up and make it the first one in your sequence. There's something in there that's obviously resonated, your offer, your messaging, whatever. Definitely pay attention to that and let's do more of that, okay? Any notes you want to add there, and then status. So this status column here, very simple. It is follow up, replied, Loom video sent, audition call booked, closing call booked, closed, or circle back. Okay? So until they have replied, they're going to stay in the follow up status. Once they have replied, you're going to simply set this to replied. Once you send them a Loom video, which is the next step in getting them to book a call, as I explained in module 6, then you're going to select that. Once you book them onto an audition call, I recommend doing a 2-call close if you're doing cold outreach, simply because they don't know you from a bar of soap and it's really hard to take someone from complete stranger to 2,000, 3,000 a month, 5,000 a month client in one single call when they don't even know who you are, okay? So generally I recommend doing this over 2 calls, especially because the Loom video promises the first call, which is like 10 minutes and you explain how to do something. And then really you want to book them in for a proper prescription call, which is where you actually close them. Okay. So that's where you book the second one. Boom. If you close them, congratulations. You now have money in your account. You're amazing. You're going to mark them as closed, pat yourself in the back, celebrate, buy a bottle of Dom, run around your house and scream, whatever you got to do. Right. And then if they don't close, basically, they're going to stay in circle back. And then what you're going to do, set this follow-up date to be 3 months from today. Okay, so if you have a call with them, any conversation, if they say now's not a good time, don't just burn them. Okay, we went to so much effort to find these leads. You want to circle back 3 months later. Hey, checking in. How's it been going? You mentioned last time you're stuck at 10K a month. You wanted to get to 50K. How have you been progressing? Are you 50K yet, right? Now you have leverage because they're still in the same fucking place, right? And that's now it's like, well, dude, I had another guy sign up the same week as you. And guess what? Well, he's making 50K now. Could have been you. Should have been you. You should be next. Let's go, right? So that's how to use this CRM. Very simple, very easy. Do not need to overcomplicate it. And you can add, remove, or customize these columns however you like. It is yours to use. Just go file, make a copy, and then do whatever the hell you want with the sheet, okay? So that's step 3. Step 4 is we're gonna engage with their profile, okay? So we wanna like, comment, follow, DM them, and then the wine and dine approach that I mentioned when we did the farming module, module 4, about Facebook, the same exact strategy applies to Instagram, okay? In fact, it was originally a strategy for Instagram. So very simple, right? Going back to the Instagram example, I would engage with their page first, obviously before reaching out, because if you just send like a cold DM with 0 engagement to their page, if they have a huge following, they're not going to notice. But for some of these smaller pages, it just seems very unnatural. And it's like, why are you reaching out? You haven't even like engaged with me, right? So it just feels much more organic when you actually take the time, like and comment on a few of your recent posts. You know, lol gets me every time, right? If it's a funny post, write something about that. For this one, it could be something like, OMG, my dog needs this. Doesn't really matter. okay? Just comment something that's like personalized, meaningful. Don't just drop like a fire emoji or something like that. Put a little bit of thought into it. Like, comment some of the recent posts, follow them. I'm now going to get targeted the fuck out of with animal products, but that's a different story. And then all you're going to do next, very simple, you're going to send them a very basic personalized compliment, okay? So you can simply reply to their story. If they have some sort of a story up, that's the easiest way to do it. Just say something that's related to the story. Okay, so a very basic version would be like, hey, well said, name, massive respect, right? I can't tell you exactly what to say because it depends on the circumstance, right? It's circumstantial. So for something like this, I would probably just pick a random post and I would maybe these pugs or whatever the fuck these dogs are. I don't really know much about dogs, but I would probably just forward this post to them, right? So Honey Boo store or whatever. And then I would literally just type in adorable. What breed is this? Just curious. Something like that, right? It's just a conversation starter. That's the entire point, is just to get them to open so you pass the requests filter and the reply, and then we can take it from there. Then once they do reply, very simple, we're simply going to ask to join their email list, okay? So you can go back and forth a little bit if they're replying, sure. But generally the next message is going to be, hey, by the way, do you have an email list that I can join? I would love to stay in touch and see what you're up to. They're going to send you the opt-in link because who doesn't want more email leads, right? Or if you can't, just find it from their website, join the list. You then want to wait a couple days so you start accumulating emails from them, okay? So you want to use a swipe email for this, obviously. Now, if you don't receive any emails, well, there's ammunition to reach out because it's like, hey, where's my emails? You should be sending emails. This is if you're offering email copywriting, by the way. Very simple. From there, you can send them a loom on email and also Instagram following the template that's in module 6. And essentially all you're saying is like, hey, I joined your list a couple days ago and, I actually noticed a couple things that I think you're actively doing to drive away potential customers. No business owner wants to hear this, okay? This is a dagger to the heart. Think about the amount of time and effort and money that they invest in their business, and the thought that they're actively doing something to drive customers away is like so painful. So basically a couple things that you're not doing that I've seen your competitors, like name and name, right? Name drop some of their competitors, are crushing with. I think if you fix these couple things, you could conservatively add an extra 10 to 30K a month, depending on your list size, with zero additional work. And then of course, a call to action. Filmed a quick 2-minute video for you here. Let me know your thoughts. Link. Just like that. That is how we do the Instagram portion of this. Now, a quick note about Instagram DM restrictions. This is kind of a new addition in 2024. So a lot of people have this feature on their account where you can only send them one message, and it can be really annoying, especially if you've been through my Clients on Command DM cheat sheet. You know my style. We like the teenage girl texting where it's spontaneous. You send lots of different messages in a barrage rather than one big block, because we know one big block looks preconceived, it looks sleazy, it looks like you're a salesman selling something, but when you rapid fire, generally it comes off a lot more natural and organic. However, because of this new block, we can only send one message. And so if you just DM them, hey, and then you go to send the next one, it's going to block you because you can only send hey. So if that is the case, then you are going to basically have to pack your entire message into just one block of text and then send that. Try and make it as short, compact, sweet as possible. Send it over. Alternatively, what you could do, if they have this feature on, you could try a curiosity invoking hook. So I got this idea actually from my friend Bridget. So she's an OnlyFans girl and she gets pitched by all of these OnlyFans agencies all the time. She put it up on a story because it was really funny. She had like 6 different OnlyFans agencies DM her the exact same script. And it was literally, Bridget, good news and bad news. And she was like, what's the bad news? What's the good news, right? So obviously they must have been learning from some coach or something who taught that, or maybe they were under the same umbrella. I don't know. But I thought that was a brilliant example of a curiosity invoking hook. Because let's be honest, if you got that message, you'd want to know what it is. Like, what's the bad news? What's the good news, right? The whole point is we're just trying to get them to open and reply. You can finesse it from there. You can take it from there. You could say, the good news is you guys are one of the best in the industry. The bad news is your DNS records aren't set up properly and your emails are going to promo as a result, right? Make something up. You're clever. You'll figure it out. So that brings us to the 5th and final step. We are going to rinse and repeat over and over again. So click the drop down arrow. Once you follow them, notice how I follow them. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is exactly what we want. And if this doesn't come up, you can simply click the drop down arrow and then it'll bring up all of these suggested accounts. What's brilliant about this is Notice how I said over here, the second step was to find an ideal target prospect. So once you found someone who's like your perfect avatar, then you click this drop down arrow or you follow them, then Instagram is literally going to suggest dozens and dozens of very similar profiles and accounts where it's like, hey, if you're following this person, you're probably interested in following these people as well. And literally just hands you on a silver platter like 20 more ideal target prospects. So from this point, we're basically just going to go down the rabbit hole, open them all up in a new tab, repeat this process again and again and again, and add them all to our spreadsheet. Okay, that is how we do manual prospecting. Yes, it's not easy. It's not sexy. Yes, this takes time, takes sweat equity. I'll show you in a way you can put this on autopilot in just a second, but that is the game. That is the process. That is where we get the IG moolah. Okay, so that was step 1 out of 4. The next one is going to be finding their emails. So now we have this list of people to target. Amazing, very cool, right? We're starting to build out our CRM spreadsheet. The next step from there is to find their contact info. I highly recommend that you reach out to these people, not just on Instagram, but also on email as well. Now, when it comes to finding people's personal emails, there are some free tools and methods, which are great, and there are a few paid tools and methods as well. So let's get into it. Now, the 3 free ways of doing this is the first way, we could simply click the link in their Instagram bio. So we were already on their website before, pull that up, and we can very simply use a free Chrome extension. It's called Hunter. It's great. Everyone should have it. And we'll see if that renders any results. So I've just clicked it there in my bio. It's only come up with one email, unfortunately, which is support@honeyboo.store. Ideally, we don't want any support at or hello at or any info at or generic emails like that. We really want the personalized email of the decision maker. So in this case, that's not going to cut the mustard. We're going to have to use another one of the tactics. Okay. But sometimes you might just get lucky and it'll just show up right there. Okay. Second, if they have a YouTube channel, go to the about page of the YouTube channel, and then oftentimes you'll see their email right there. For example, I'm on this influencers page right here, 1.6 million subs. He's huge in the space. All I do, I simply click on more, and then I go right there to view email address, click the box and select the buses, apparently, because that is the new IQ test of 2024. And if I can't identify bicycles, then I must be a robot. Click the boxes, then boom, right there, it's going to show you his actual personal email address. Not everyone will have this, but like I said, if they do, it's a very easy low-hanging fruit. Right there, david@howtobeast.com. If you wanted to contact this guy, there's the email for it, okay? Or the good old guess and check method. That is the third strategy. Sounds ghetto, sounds like, really, Sean? That's all you got for me? Come on, man. You'd actually be surprised how well this works. So what you can actually do is using a validation tool like Email List Verify, Million Verify. There are so many email validation tools. Literally, I would just go to AppSumo. In case you haven't heard of it, it is a massive marketplace full of software. Now, what happens is a lot of these new softwares launch and they want to get users as quickly as possible. So they will have these insane launch deals where instead of being $50 or $100 a month, as you can see with all of these crazy lifetime deals, you could get them for basically $50 for lifetime rather than paying every single month, right? And some of these softwares have flash tools from time to time. So you would simply go into here and you would type in email verification, and I guarantee you, boom, right there, outboundly.ai. Now I haven't heard of this one, so check it out. Make sure it looks decent. Make sure it does what you need it to do, has decent reviews and so on. But right there, you can get a lifetime deal, okay? Not paying every month, one time, lifetime, $59, done and dusted. You have an email validation tool, okay? These things are very cheap. They're usually like a cent per email. So you really can't go wrong with whatever you choose. Pick one. And then all we're going to do is we're literally going to test a whole bunch of different emails until we get one that's successful. Okay. Sounds ghetto, but trust me, this actually works super well. I've done this so many times. The truth is people are not very creative with their emails. Okay. Like we saw with David right here. What is his website? What is his brand? Howtobeast.com. Right. What's his name? David. How do we know his name? Let's pretend we didn't find it from YouTube, okay? How to Beast, real name. And even with my shitty spelling, Google has told me right there, his name is David, blah, 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 How to Beast. Cool. So if I were to take an educated guess, I would probably guess his email is david@howtobeast.com, which is exactly what it is, okay? So literally 9 times out of 10, their email is going to be first name at domain.com, first name last name at domain.com, first name last initial last name, first dot last name, first hyphen last name. You get the picture, right? Unless they're actively trying to hide their email, it's almost always going to be one of these variations. Case in point, because I practice what I preach, I'm not just teaching this shit, I'm actually in the trenches doing it every single day, all right? Now I'm doing this to try and find and scrape promoters and club owners so I can book myself to play big shows as a DJ and an artist, but the process is still exactly the same, right? So one of the big clubs in Australia that I was trying to play at is called WOW. So naturally, Google WOW Super Club, and their website, shockingly, is wowsuperclub.com.au. That's half the battle. That's the domain. Now I just need to find out who is the owner, who owns this shit, who's behind it. So I went to their Instagram, which is right there in the footer, and I noticed this guy came up over and over again. He was commenting on all their posts. He was tagged in all their posts. It was this guy here, Eric. And I was like, interesting. Let me see what this guy's about. And sure enough, right there in his bio, creator of Australia's biggest super club trend. He is the head honcho at WOW. He's the founder, he's the owner. So he's the guy who I need to contact, who I need to talk to. So I was like, I have a hunch. What could his email possibly be? I'm going to guess Eric at wowsuperclub.com. Check it. Sure enough, yes, it's valid. Yes, it's deliverable. It's a real email address. Okay. Now notice if I tried Eric, what was his last name? Don't know. Let's put a random initial in there, Eric L. Then tried that. Notice how it comes back, not a valid email. Okay. So guess and check method sounds kind of sketch, actually works super well. Okay. So those are all the free tools if you literally do not have two shackles to rub together, but don't worry, it gets a lot better than that. So let's talk about some paid tools that are relatively inexpensive that you can use to accomplish the same thing much faster. So here's what we're going to do if we have a little bit of money. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to search their name on LinkedIn, and then we're going to use a LinkedIn email scraper to extract their personal email address, and then we can send them a cold email, right? Now, if they're a personal brand like a coach, consultant, and so on, this is going to be super easy. We literally just need to search their name on LinkedIn, find them, and then we're going to use one of these scraping tools to get their email. If they're a company, there's just one extra step. Okay, so here's LinkedIn. For example's sake, I couldn't find the Honey Boo Boo one. We'll just say we're swinging for the fences and we're going to try and email the CEO of Nike. All right. Now, fun fact, my friend John Buchan actually managed to get in touch with the CEO of Nike through cold email, so it is possible. All we need to do is we need to find the company page. We need to go over here to people, and then we're going to look for either a founder, director, CEO, CMO, basically a senior decision maker. Okay, Nike has 6,000 employees or whatever. It's probably not the best example. Your company's not going to be that big, right? So usually it'll be like one of the first 10 right here. You're going to click on them and bang, you'll find your person, right? We'll pretend it's this person for demonstration example, okay? Partner marketing manager at Nike. Good enough for me. We're then going to use one of these LinkedIn scraper tools to actually extract their email from LinkedIn. Now, I don't love using LinkedIn as like cold outreach. People just don't really check the DMs much. There's the whole requests thing. You have to wait. But LinkedIn is incredible, just like Instagram, for finding people. So we have this guy pulled up right here, and we can use any of these softwares to actually extract his email from LinkedIn. So there's Scrap, Lusher, Casper, Rocket Reach. All of these I have used myself. They all pretty much do the same thing. I would just take a look at them, see which one suits you better on pricing and all that sort of stuff. Rocket Reach is probably the best and the most accurate. It is also hella expensive. So I have taken the time and I literally spent hours on this today, comparing, analyzing all of these different LinkedIn email scrapers to find the best, most affordable, most effective one for you. So I can just give you a simple recommendation. That's what you're paying me to do, and I have delivered. So the two that I really recommend are going to be number one, Snowio. The reason this is so great, one, it's extremely cheap for what it does. The quality is still pretty much the same as the rest. It includes email verification, right? So you don't have to pay for that additional email validation tool like I mentioned. It includes email warm-up. You can actually send emails from it, and there's a full CRM. So it's basically a full done for you prospecting email sending solution. Generally, I would tend to use Instantly for actually sending cold emails if you're doing any sort of decent scale. But again, that is an extra expense. So if you're balling on a budget, then it's a great alternative. You can also extract emails from Google Search. There's a free trial, $39 a month and up to $99 a month for 5,000 credits a month, which for manual prospecting, I don't think you'll use more than 5,000. Okay, so I think it's the best value in my opinion. The other one that's really solid is Apollo. Now, usually we think of Apollo for generating mass giant lists of leads, which we're going to put into an automated campaign. So we use it for the automated outreach machine. But they do have a $99 a month plan, which has unlimited credits. So you can use it for both automated and manual outreach. I think it's really hard to beat as a deal. Or again, of course, you could check out AppSumo, see if there's any LinkedIn email scrapers that have wicked lifetime deals. Sign up for one of them because they all basically do the same thing. Okay. So my recommendation is if your niche is any type of like coach or personal brand, something like that, Apollo's not really what you want to use, okay? Apollo really is a database of hundreds of millions of companies, but not really like personal brands. It's more like big, established, legit companies with a head office and employees, that sort of thing, right? I would be very surprised if I appeared on Apollo, for example, right? Despite having made millions of dollars, I'm still just a personal brand. So if you're looking for personal brands, coaches, etc., I would use LinkedIn Sales Navigator for your automated outreach machine, which we covered in the last module. And then I would use Snowio, this one right here, for your manual prospecting, okay? However, if your niche is more like established businesses, like e-com stores, for example, they have multiple employees, probably an office, like a physical location, that sort of thing, then I would just use Apollo because then you can use Apollo for both your automated and your manual outreach and email scraping for one cost, and you don't need to pay for two softwares. You can just use one. Guys, real quick, I'm just in the back of the Uber. Forgot to include this very essential part. When you're on the guys page on LinkedIn, all you're gonna do is use one of these tools up here, these Chrome extensions. I'm gonna use Rocket Reach as an example. We're gonna run it, gonna do its thing. It's gonna detect the guy, it's gonna find his email. We simply click add. It's gonna search for it for a bit. And there you go, right there. We've got two A-class verified emails that we can use. There's Nike one and there's Gmail one, and we can go ahead and send him a cold email right there. Cool, let's take a breath. At this point, you may well be thinking, goddamn, Sean, that sounds like a lot of work to me, dude. And the truth is, yeah, it is a lot of work. This process is very time consuming. It's very cumbersome. Guess what else is cumbersome? Working a shitty 9-to-5 job for the next 40 to 50 years of your life. Okay? Depending how old you are. I don't know. Having said that though, with a little bit of money, we can speed up this process 10 to 100 times faster with these two strategies, okay? So I'm gonna show you right now how to put all of this on autopilot. You can save yourself hours a day via these two methods. So the first way, very simple, it's gonna be to hire a VA. I firmly believe every single person who lives in a first world country, if you're trying to make it as a freelancer, you're trying to do all this prospecting, really all the shit I just went over is like $3 to $5 an hour tasks. And there are literally thousands of people in the Philippines who will do all of this for you for $3 to $4 an hour. So in 30 minutes, you can have this entire process delegated completely, but very cheap. And here's how to do that, step by step. Now, of course, we have the whole how to hire and train and manage a VA training. It's in module 8, goes into more depth. But here's the process if you wanted to hire a VA to do this for you. So first step is before you hire anyone, do the first 20 to 30 leads yourself. Okay, so you know all the nuances, the ins and outs, the little nooks and crannies, like for example, the Instagram requests folder thing. Unless you've done it yourself, you wouldn't have thought to say that to a VA, okay? That's why it's important you do it yourself first before you delegate anything. Next, go to Upwork, hire a VA, literally type in lead generation into Upwork, hire someone for $3 to $4 an hour. Create a job posting with a fixed price for $75 a week for 210 leads. That is the deal, right? Choose filters with solid English, they have top ratings, and they're experienced. We're basically setting the filters to be, we want the absolute best, most experienced people with the best reviews for the cheapest price, okay? So then once you have that filter on, I would choose anyone who's like $3, $3.50 an hour. By the way, if that feels like slave labor over there in the Philippines, actually that's a pretty decent rate for them. So pick the applicant that seems like the best fit and then move on, okay? If you want to interview them, you can, but I would just pick someone and then hop right to it, okay? You're then going to write all the steps that you want them to do in a Google Doc, literally just like this. You can even give them this Google Doc, give them this training if you want to. Film a Loom video of you doing the process live for like 10 minutes. Like I just did a live demo. You're going to do a live demo for them, start to finish. Explain exactly what you want them to do. Like over communicate like they're literally 5 years old, right? Explain exactly who you are and aren't looking for and how to do the entire process with extreme clarity, okay? Leave nothing to chance. Don't assume they know anything. I'm not saying it's stupid, it's just language barriers. You know, you think a certain thing in your head, but people aren't mind readers, okay? So really over communicate. What you're then gonna do, have your VA generate 50 leads as a test using this method. You're then going to review those leads, give the VA any feedback or corrections, really go through the list properly and say, dude, this is not a fitness coach, what the fuck? This is the wrong person, okay? More like this, less like this, okay? Give them feedback. Then have them fill out 30 leads a day, moving forward every single day. Now, my personal KPI for this is they should be able to find 10 leads an hour. So really, this should take them 3 hours a day. Hence why I said the contract is fixed at this, okay? If you pay them hourly, obviously they're not incentivized to have a higher output, okay? So that means obviously 10 leads an hour, that's 6 minutes per person. In 6 minutes, they should be able to search for them using hashtags, etc. Everything we just went over, Facebook ads library, check if they're qualified, follow them, like and comment something meaningful on 2 to 3 recent posts, send them that wine and dine like opening message that we went over, opt into their list, scrape their email, and then add all that info into the Google Sheet CRM. So fill out basically this entire row with every single thing that we need, including the personalized first line as well that you can use as an icebreaker, all in 6 minutes. And they should be able to do 10 of those every single hour, okay? That is the expectation. So what we now have is 30 new targeted high quality leads a day for $10 a day, okay? Everyone who lives in a first world country can afford that. If you value your time more than $3 an hour, you should be doing this, right? You should hire someone. So what you're then going to do, have them send you a daily update on WhatsApp with the number of new leads added to the spreadsheet at the end of every workday, okay? This is essential. You want them checking in, making sure they are actually doing the work and making progress. Nothing's worse than you assume they're doing their job and they're off in la la land billing you $10 a day and actually doing nothing, okay? I had a VA do that to me for 6 months once, right? That's a lesson you only have to learn once. So have them check in. Next, just set aside like 2 to 3 hours a day. This is your end of the bargain. This is the work you have to do, right? This is manual outreach. This is free, but it takes time, like I said. You are then going to take all the raw data from this sheet and you're gonna email these people. You're gonna do the actual outreach. I would not trust that to a VA. Do that yourself, okay? But you can pull all the details from the spreadsheet and you'll see how writing the email becomes very easy. It's templated. I'll give you templates. I'll give you scripts in just a second. And you'll see how you can crank out 30 emails so quickly. So from all the leads they generated yesterday, I'd recommend you wake up, you just do this first thing in the morning, get it done, make it your highest priority activity. And because we're doing a really low volume, you can literally just send these from inside of Gmail. Shouldn't be much of a problem. You can schedule them as well. So if it's 10 in the morning for you, your prospect lives in the UK and it's like 3 in the morning for them, you can schedule it so it sends at maybe 9 a.m. UK time directly from inside Gmail. Right there, right next to send, you simply go drop down, schedule send, type in the time you want it to send, and then bam, you're off to the races. Cool? Very easy. So that's the first way you can put it on autopilot. The second way is to use a really crafty tool. It's called igleads.io. Now this falls a little bit more into the realm of mass email scraping, but it is a little bit different, okay? So this is a paid alternative again that you can use to search and generate thousands of prospects for you. The cost is $59 a month for 10,000 emails a month, okay? That is so many. Or you can do $149 a month for unlimited, get 50 with a free trial. If you're really on a shoestring budget, you can sign up for the free trial, sign up for 1 month and then cancel. And if you do go to cancel, then they'll send you a special offer to stay. You didn't hear that from me though, okay? I'm not promoting that. Anyways, so if you're after coaches and consultants, use Instagram or LinkedIn search. If you're offering script writing, try YouTube search. If you want local leads, use Google Maps. Okay, it has all of those features. It's fantastic. Leave the filtering set to B2C. Quick note, the reason that this is in the manual outreach module, not the automated outreach module, is because Instantly does not allow sending to B2C emails like Yahoo and Gmail email addresses. So you would have to remove all of those if you want to use it with Instantly to do the mass cold emailing, etc. Okay, so that's why I recommend that you use Apollo or LinkedIn Sales Navigator for the automated outreach approach. Just a side note. Cool. And another quick note, the unlimited plan also does include a verifier, but you should always filter emails with an email validation tool like one of these or someone from AppSumo for a super cheap lifetime deal. But before you send any email campaigns, you should always filter your email leads. Make sure you clean the list. It is not worth sending to emails which are spam or they're fake or they're spam traps or they're old emails or they're catch all or they're going to bounce, as that is going to fuck your sender reputation and we don't want that. Okay? So we're getting to the good stuff now, guys. This is step 3. We have this giant list of leads. It's getting filled out for us on autopilot. The VA is filling out 30 of them a day. You're making mad progress. Now what do we do? How do we turn this list into money? This is the secret sauce, okay? This is the outreach. What do we actually say to these people? Well, you're a copywriter. You should know that stuff, right? This is your area of expertise. But of course, I'm going to give you scripts for that as well. Now, when it comes to reaching out, we want to reach out on both Instagram, LinkedIn, like wherever you found them, and then also on email as well, as this is going to double our chances of actually getting a reply, as certain people check certain platforms more than others. Case in point, in my recent interview with Alex Hormozi, he literally said point blank,
I will never respond to email. I don't care, ever. But I do respond to text. I rarely respond to DMs, but like if I were to rank these things. And so if someone can text me, then that's the highest likelihood response channel for me.
There you go. So if anyone wants to get in contact with Alex, now you know how.
Magically find my number.
By the way, if you haven't seen my interview with Alex Hormozi yet, what are you even doing with your life? Check it out. It's the first video on YouTube. Search it up. It's gold. Okay. So some quick best practices when it comes to outreach. We want to send emails between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. That is your prospect's local time, just to be clear, not your time, their time, Monday to Friday, right? So basically an hour before business and an hour after typical business hours, as most people check their emails in that range, okay? We want to make it look personal, like it was literally just sent from your phone, not some fancy marketing email. It shouldn't have all these banners and pictures and logos and all this crazy shit. It's a personal email for a reason, okay? You can even go as far as experimenting. I know people have done this very successfully. Simply just adding sent from my iPhone at the bottom, as that makes it seem organic and that immediately boosts reply rates in a lot of cases. So experiment with that. Now, the pre-header / the first line is the most important, as that is going to come up in the preview text. So make sure you put some thought into that. You always want to run your emails through Grammarly to eliminate any spelling errors or grammar mistakes, okay? Nothing screams, I'm an amateur copywriter, like blatantly spelling shit wrong, okay? I will never trust you if you're emailing me to write for me and you're spelling words wrong, okay? That's a no. Also run it through Hemingway app. It's a free tool online and it'll grade your copy, and you want to really get it down as low as humanly possible. That just increases clarity, makes it more readable. Remove complex sentences. Confusion is the enemy of sales, okay? Make it as clear as possible. Next, third check is we want to run it through Mail Meteor, the free spam checking tool. This will essentially scan your email for terms and phrases that will likely be flagged by Gmail as spam. We don't want your emails going to spam, okay? Obviously, they're not going to work if they're in spam. So that's a great free tool to check your emails before you send them out. Remove those trigger words, get it nice and clean. Make it nice and readable, okay? 1 to 2 sentences per line, like any good copy. And then always remember WIIFM, what is in it for me, okay? Remember, the prospect only cares what's in it for them, all right? So get to the point quickly. Don't talk about your life story. Don't send them a whole novel. Get to the point. Why are you reaching out? Who are you? Why should I trust you? Those are the 3 questions that are going through their head. You need to address those. Let's get into the nitty gritty. So when it comes to the subject line, we want something that is personal sounding and really evokes curiosity, okay? So Instantly actually did a study. Instantly, by the way, is one of the leading cold email softwares in the market. They're the ones I use, the ones I recommend. I think they're the best. So they send hundreds of millions of emails between all of their users, and they have a fantastic amount of data on their platform. And they found that as of 2024, the 3 best performing subject lines with an average 90% open rate, these 3 right here. Hey name, thoughts name, and name X your name. Give one of those a shot because they have an average open rate of 90%, which is ridiculously high. Okay. Now, one final piece of warning that I need to say here before I give you the scripts is this right here. We need to avoid the death zone at all costs. Okay. Repeat after me. Avoid the death zone. What is the death zone? I have reviewed and critiqued hundreds of cold emails from you guys, people in resistance, etc. And for the people who are struggling to get clients, it's super obvious why. I have no idea why people do this, but they will send these really generic templated emails to leads that they've manually taken the time to prospect. Like that's literally the worst of both worlds. The whole point of being automated is that we scrape shit tons of leads. We send them a generic email that is as personalized as we can get it without too much time input. And it's all about volume, numbers, sending hundreds a day. Okay. And then the whole point of personalized emails is that we are manually finding these people, adding them to the sheet, and we're reaching out with a personalized email. So if you're taking the time to do all this manually and then you're sending some generic campaign, you're completely shooting yourself in the foot, right? So totally automated is fine. It works amazing. Totally personalized is fine and it works amazing. But anything in the middle is the death zone, okay? Don't be in the middle. Go one or the other, either automated or personalized. If you're going to do it properly. Make the emails actually personalized. Let's talk about that right now, and I'll show you a couple examples. So there are 2 winning formulas for personalized cold emails. The first formula is if you have any experience at all, any results, any case studies, then this is going to be the one to use. If you don't, I'll give you another one in just a second. So this is the formula. It has been proven over and over again. I would argue this has made tens of millions of dollars for myself, all my students combined, my clients, my community, etc. I know other very smart people in this space follow a very similar formula. Just use it. It works. So here it is. We're going to start with a personalized compliment. Okay. Now remember, they're going to see this in the preview text that's going to come up in Gmail or whatever they use. So make sure it's super personal. Okay. If you start pitching them off the bat, the email's never even going to get opened. So for example, hey Sam, our friend Sean put me onto your stuff, and I gotta say, you've done a hell of a job with company name. The guys over at competitor name don't stand a chance, right? That's a great opening line. Stroking their ego a little bit, making them feel good. You can tell this was sent just to them. That's a great opener to an email. Already puts them in a good state. Already makes them want to read more. Next, we're gonna make them a mafia offer. Get straight into it. Don't beat around the bush. Talk about who you are, your fucking life story. No one cares. What can you do for them? WIIFM. We're going to make them a mafia offer, which is, as you know, an offer that cannot be refused. The best way to phrase this is I help avatar, target, get yay, good thing, without boo, bad thing, or guarantee. Okay? So, an example. Hey, I figured it made sense to reach out because I work with sleep supplement brands. By the way, make this exactly who they are. You're manually sending these emails one at a time. So why wouldn't you make these emails exactly what they do? So maybe your niche is supplement brands. Well, in the email, if they're a sleep supplement brand, say sleep supplement brands, because it makes you seem very targeted to exactly what they do. They're much more likely to pay attention. Okay? I help sleep supplement brands and guarantee them an extra 10K to 50K a month in sales with email without increasing ad spend or setting any complex funnels, right? How do you yay without boo? Guarantee. We want to reiterate the guarantee and eliminate all the risk for them. We want to make this a total no-brainer, right? That's right. If I don't make you at least an extra 10 to 50K a month, that's a big range, depends on their list size, okay? I'll give you your full investment back, and I'll even PayPal you $500 for wasting your time. Now, if that sounds like an aggressive guarantee, it is, and that's why this works so well, because it's such an incredible offer. It's such a no-brainer. Now, if you're not that confident in your skills yet, I would work on your skills so you are that confident, but there is a cheeky workaround where if you do manage to get them on a call, you can essentially, this is very cheeky, okay, I will admit, but you can actually disqualify them from this guarantee after you get them on the call, okay? So maybe it turns out their list is only 10,000 people. You can say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I should have mentioned that guarantee only applies to people who have a list of 50,000 or more. I just assumed that you had a huge list because you look like you're doing so well. So I can't personally guarantee you're going to make 10 to 50K, but there's still a hell of a lot we can do, and I'm pretty confident we'll hit it. So you back out of the guarantee if you want to on the call, okay? The whole point is we're trying to get these people on the call. It's the hardest part. So next is going to be proof/case studies/testimonial. Okay, proof is your god in copywriting. And if you have any, use it, whatever you have. So I've worked with some top names in the space like name 1, name 2, name 3, etc. I've helped them to insert result in time frame, call to action. Now, if you have a really strong offer and proof, then you can offer a call. If not, I generally prefer to offer a lead magnet as my call to action. Okay. So if you're interested in learning more, you can grab the time to chat in my calendar here. I would only use that call to action if you have like mad, insane offer and a mad, insane proof. Okay. Then you can go straight to the call. I'll talk about what to do if you don't in a second. Any additional assets you have, website, case studies, samples, you can throw them in there. Signature, sign off with your name, and definitely make sure to always include a full address and an unsubscribe link so you comply with those CAN spam laws, as heavy fines can apply if you don't have those. Cool. So next, let's talk about what to say if you have no experience, you have no track record, no results, you're a total newbie, you're still trying to get your first client. You're like, what the hell do I say? I don't have any proof, right? So there is no way around this. If you are a beginner, you're going to have to prove yourself in some way. So this is either by having a total risk-free offer, or actually, offering some sort of value up front so they can actually get a sense that you know what you're doing. So the formula for this email, the first part is always the same, personalized compliment. Okay. So a different example here. By the way, this is an example that I wrote for one of our resistance members, Javan. It is for him to use. I wrote it for him. That is the perk that he gets of being in the resistance, right? So please do not copy this. Use your own brain, copy the framework and so on, but not the exact email, please. All right. So, hey, first name, I've been following you since late last year. And hey, I gotta say, I'm super impressed by what you've built with company name. It's refreshing to see someone so authentic in the X industry among a sea of fake gurus and sharks. That is a really nice, genuine compliment. Consider me a closeted fanboy. Ha, right? What a great opener. It did make me wonder though, do you have someone writing your Instagram and YouTube short scripts, or are you writing them all yourself? This is selling script writing, obviously, as an offer. The reason I'm asking is because I help golf coaches like you explode their channels and businesses with viral short form scripts without having to become a full-time content creator, hire an expensive agency, or do stupid TikTok dances, or they don't pay. Okay, exactly the same yay without boo. Restate the guarantee, meaning if I don't increase your views, engagement, and growth by at least 20% in the first month, I'll give all your money back and even an extra $100 to buy yourself a nice sirloin steak dinner. All right, I love throwing that little thing in there as well. Nice little touch, goes a long way, shows you're really confident. Now, you don't have any proof per se, but we can still put some proof elements in here. So I can say this confidently because I've spent the last 6 months studying your top competitors like X, Y, and Z, name drop specific people who they know in the space, and cracking the code on what they're all doing to blow up their channels so quickly. You're basically saying, hey, I can apply that same formula to you because I know what all your competitors are doing. I have insider knowledge. I'm paying attention. I'm in the trenches, right? And then a value-based call to action. We're not going to offer to get on a call. We're going to say, hey, if you're even the slightest bit interested, hit me back and I'll send over a couple free samples I wrote for you so you can get a feel before committing to anything. Okay? Very easy offer to agree to. You even say, just reply with the word yes and I'll send it over. Okay? Signature. Cheers, Javon. P.S. This is optional, but I think it's a really nice touch. It goes a really long way. And this kind of ties back to that personalized first line column there. So if you can see any info from their socials, anything you can pick up that's personal, throw it in there because again, it just helps establish that human to human dynamic where it's like, hey, by the way, I saw you went skiing in Aspen. Like, is it really as good as people say? I've always wanted to go, right? And even that might get a response. That might be the thing that triggers them to respond. The many of these little personal touches you can add, the more responses you will get. By far. People get so many automated, templated, shitty cold emails. Stuff like this is so refreshing when they see you actually took the time to actually do some research and actually send them a personal email. Prospects love it. All right. Now, having said all that, I got some more secret sauce for you. You thought we were done. No, this is the number one most effective cold email strategy in existence right now, probably forever, in my opinion. And it's going to be very simply to record a personalized 2 to 3 minute audit on Loom and send it over. Okay, the example that I've used time and time again that I will continue to use, the only human being to ever cold email me, get me on a call, get me to buy something. I'm very hard to get on a call, trust me. Alex is the only one who did. So he said, hey Sean, been loving your no bullshit content on YouTube lately, keep it up. Did you know when people click unsubscribe from your emails, they can report you as spam? Obviously, we don't want this, so I made a quick 2-minute video explaining how I can help you reduce spam complaints and actually make sales when people unsubscribe from your emails. I'd love to have a quick chat about setting this up for you. Just reply to let me know if you're interested and I'll send you my calendar. Cheers, Alex. He even fucked up and he said link, which is supposed to be some template, I guess, but it didn't matter. And then boom, there's a video, right? Now, I've shared this before, so I won't go too much in depth. If you want to see the actual video that he sent me, it is in module 6 of CMB, or you could simply just go right here in this YouTube video right there, search that and you'll find it, okay? Quick lowdown of the formula. If you're going to do this Loom approach, keep it nice and short, 2 to 3 minutes. Your prospects are busy, okay? Don't send them a 20-minute video. Personalized compliment at the beginning. Again, flattery will get you everywhere. You can never do too much of it. Give them an overview of the problem. Basically, you have this horrible bleeding neck problem, which is costing you thousands of dollars. Okay, that's the impact of the problem. Bad, costing you a lot of money every month. You might not even be aware of that. What you need to do to fix it, this is a high-level overview of the solution. You're not going to tell them step by step how to fix it, okay? Because we're trying to bait them on to a call for that, right? So high-level overview, you need to address X, Y, and Z. And then if you address X, Y, and Z, then here are the benefits of that, right? AKA shitloads more money in your pocket. It's what every business owner wants. And then the call to action is going to be to book a call and you're going to walk them through how to fix it. That's what you're going to say at the end of the video. Hey, if you want my help setting this up for you, no strings attached. I'm happy to jump on a quick call with you for 10 minutes. I have some time free on Thursday. I'm busy with client work, but I can work it out. Happy to help as a favor. And I'll walk you through how to fix it. Boom, you get on the call. High level overview of how to fix it. You give them all the steps, totally overwhelm them. Then they're like, holy fuck, this is so hard. I don't know how to do this. This seems overwhelming. Can you just do it for me? Yes. Boom. You're welcome to just hire me and I can just do it for you. And then you close them. Done deal. That's how we do it. All right. Now, as a quick bonus, you can also experiment with adding personalized images. I'm a huge fan of this. Okay. You can use tools like Funny Photo, the one that I showed you at the start of this video, to generate those personalized images. This was an example that one of our CMB students wrote to Alex Salmozi. It didn't work because, like I mentioned, Alex does not check his emails, but I thought it was a really brilliant angle. It's a great example of one of these images in an email. So, hey Alex, I registered for the book launch. I noticed your email went straight to the Forbidden Land, aka promo tab. This is causing your open rates and registrations to plummet. So I put together a quick video with some ideas on how you can start landing in primary and 1.5 to 2x your open rates and revenue in as little as 7 days. Shall I send it over? Pendush. PS. Again, personalized PS statement, really powerful right here because this distinguishes it from a generic cold email to a personalized cold email. You were right in your latest YouTube video. You really got a stadium of people to promote your book. Here's the footage from yesterday as I was watching the game. Very clever. And this is just one of the templates that's on this website. All he did was he went to Google Images, searched for $100 million leads, downloaded it. I think it's in one of these ones here, and then simply just uploaded the picture to the site, and then it will generate the picture for you. Downloaded that bad boy, put it into image BB, upload it, embed it, boom, there it is in the email. That's how you do that. Now, the last but most important step, arguably, step 4, you made it, near the end, we're nearly there. It's the follow-up, okay? Repeat after me. The money is in the follow-up, always. The same principles from Lucas's training apply that we've just talked about in CMB, right? Module 5. The whole idea when you follow up, okay, don't just follow up with like, hey, just making sure you got this, or hey, name still there, or any of that bullshit, all right? You can do that max once, because again, people are busy, they might have just not seen the email, but don't make every follow-up like that, okay? You wanna bring new information to the table every time you follow up, and you wanna build on the previous emails. So if you gave them a certain amount of information in the first email, you wanna give them more and add to it in the second email. Keep the follow-ups in the same thread, okay? Meaning don't include a subject line, just reply to yourself basically in the same thread. Or if not, you can reference the previous email. You can also test with this as well, see what works. Like I mentioned, follow up every 3 business days. Now, the best way by far to follow up is always to send them free value, okay? This has the effect of, number 1, it builds enormous reciprocity. People just feel indebted towards you like, holy crap, you gave me so much for free, you're amazing. And it also demonstrates your authority, as I'll show you in just a second, okay? Now, obviously, it'd be great to write free samples for everyone, but that is just simply not feasible to do for every single prospect, or you'd be writing free samples all day, every day, okay? So the best alternative to this that I've ever seen, and to be honest, I see hardly anyone talking about this, is to actually take a little bit of time and build yourself a lead magnet, okay? If you don't know what this is, just read Alex Salmozi's $100 Million Leads book. It's a free course online. Go to acquisition.com, $100 Million Leads, lead magnets. He has a whole 30-minute training. We'll give you everything you need to know about that, okay? Does not need to be complicated. A simple 1 to 5 page PDF is totally fine, but think about this. We're gonna do the work once, and then we can use this as unlimited ammunition for follow-ups. And you can even use this in the first email as well. So here are some examples of what we can do here, okay? So a couple that we just mentioned is the Loom audit. That is a form of a lead magnet. You're providing value in advance. You're giving them a free audit. So the Alex Edwards Loom, that in itself was a lead magnet. Next, free samples. Like I mentioned, it is very powerful, but it's not very scalable. So here's a bunch of ideas that I just had off the top of my head that you're more than welcome to steal. Use these, make your own versions of them. Don't have to be complicated. They can literally be a 1-page Google Doc. Maybe stick a logo at the top so it looks cool. That's literally all you have to do, okay? And give it a sexy name. The name is important, okay? So your 10 highest open subject lines ever. Wouldn't that be valuable? Give that to a prospect. Hey, by the way, just wanted to follow up and give you my 10 highest open subject lines of all time. Try these out in your next email. You're guaranteed to see a bump in open rates, clicks, and sales. Totally yours to have, no strings attached. Really cool, right? Your highest converting email of all time. Maybe your email that's made the most money ever, and just give them the exact email that they can just copy paste and send off. 3 copy paste spear emails that they can send to their list to immediately get hundreds of replies. If you don't know what a spear email is, it simply stands for short personal email expecting a reply. It's a 1-sentence email. The whole point is to get a reply. So it's like, hey, Daniel, what kind of clients are you looking for? That's a spear email. If you're on my list, you would have got one from me. If you have appointment setters, obviously this is only for high ticket. Do not do this in e-com, okay? Your customer support rep will hate you, okay? Unless you can close deals, but you need someone obviously to manage those replies and book them on a call and close them, or close them over chat, whatever, okay? So check with them first about that. A 1-page, like here's how to stay out of the promo tab guide. You've been watching my trainings in email domination, YouTube, you know how to do that. Here's a done for you promo calendar. Here's a 30-day content calendar of email ideas for the whole of the next 30 days. Boom, taken care of. You're welcome. The anti-spam SOP. Here's how to get out of spam and stay out, right? Maybe if they were in spam and they were struggling, that would be a brilliant lead magnet you could send them. They would really appreciate that. Here's a high converting welcome sequence. Write a welcome sequence of 3 emails and then just send it to them. Be like, hey, use this exact template, make thousands of dollars, you're welcome. Email growth cheat sheet. Here's how to double your list size without spending money on ads, okay? And give them some steps on how they can grow their list. Or one of my favorites, I think this is really cool. I actually just finished putting this together for you guys today. It is an email list revenue calculator. This is essentially along the lines of a quiz or an audit, but it's interactive. So it's a very simple spreadsheet where they can come in and they can plug their own numbers into this to see how much they could actually be making from email every month. Now, this obviously is intended to have them salivating at the mouth like a dog begging for steak, right? And basically show them how much they're missing out on because they're going to compare kind of these numbers. You could even go ahead, you could add another column here. Maybe I'll do this after this video with like industry standard benchmarks and what they should be and how much they should be making, right? I think that'd be a really powerful column actually. I'll go ahead and add that. And then what you're going to do, make a copy, please, okay? And then set the sharing settings to be editable so your clients, your prospects can edit it for themselves. Send a new copy to every client, put their name on the top of it so it's just for them. They can edit it. They're going to plug in their numbers here. Now I've done all the calculations already. Essentially, this just multiplies this by this. And then that's monthly and this is yearly. We include yearly because it looks bigger and more impressive, right? So now, for example, let's say we send 7 times a week. Boom, they're making 15K a month instead of 10 with 2 extra emails. Crazy, right? What if we get the open rates from 20% to 30%? Boom, making 16K a month, okay? With the 7, that's 22. We've already doubled it. What if we have amazing call to actions and copy and we double their click-through rate from 1 to 2%? Dude, we've just gone from making 10K a month to 45K a month with a few simple tweaks. Very powerful, okay? That's a great lead magnet. I highly recommend it. And all of these, of course, can also make great initial cold emails. There's no need to save these for following up, but I think it is a tremendous way to follow up. One final example that I'll give you right here. This is the second best cold email I've ever got. Actually, it's probably even better than Alex. This guy did exactly the same strategy. Okay. So he sent me a Loom video and he was like, hey, here's a full audit of your YouTube channel of every single little thing you could improve. So Alex's was like one big thing. His was just a whole bunch of little things. He even went to the lengths of making me a thumbnail for my interview with Alex Hormozi, which is really cool of him, right? That's like a lot of effort. And I was really appreciative of that. So then, I replied, we go back and forth a little bit. I was like, hey, how much for you to do my thumbnails? And he was like, we could do it $60. Or if you want to have your designer do them, here's a thumbnail secrets handbook. Again, lead magnet. He took the time to make this once. This is so in-depth, it's actually insane. Yours does not have to be this crazy. The amount of depth he goes into here when he's talking about like, hey, here's every little thing that goes into our thumbnails when we design our thumbnails. Things I never even thought about. I didn't know this much went into thumbnails, right? So it's like, one, absolutely obliterating me with reciprocity because I feel so grateful and indebted towards him. And then 2, it really demonstrates his authority because I can tell from reading this, holy shit, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? And it's like, man, if I'm ever going to hire someone to do YouTube or thumbnails, who do you think I'm going to hire? Literally. Like the guy who's randomly cold emailing me being like, hey, I can do your thumbnails, or this guy. It's a total no-brainer. Left a great first impression on me. I didn't hire him straight away, but I probably will at some point in the next few months, okay? And he's playing the long game here. Like this was 3rd of October. This was 6 months ago. And he keeps falling back up again and again every week, sending me new valuable resources. I'm just going to break at some point and I'm going to hire him for sure, right? Again, follows up a week later. Hey, by the way, here is a PDF, 1-page PDF full of hooks you can use for your videos. These are proven hooks that will hook people's attention and get you more watch time, grow your channel. They're all yours to have. Boom, gives me the list. That's something you can put together in like an hour or 2 and it's crazy valuable, okay? You get the idea. Here's a whole exchange, follows up, sends me more case studies, etc. Amazing way to follow up. That is exactly how I would do it. One final example that I have for you. Again, this is one of my resistance members, Daniel, so please do not copy it, okay? Innovate, model, etc., but do not copy. This is a great example of a personalized email and a personalized follow-up. He says, hey Anna, Hope you enjoyed every moment with your 1-year-old because he noticed on her socials she just had a baby, right? Obviously, that would be a great thing to mention, great thing to talk about. And he's like, that new baby smell is super addictive, isn't it? Right? I don't know if that was sarcasm or not. I don't think new babies smell very good. It smells like poo. Anyway, since you'll be pretty busy changing diapers, catching up on sleep, and celebrating every first with your little one over the next few months, I'd love to offer myself as the babysitter for your email list. I promise to take care of it and even grow by 20 to 30% over the next month. Sound good? Cheers, Daniel. P.S. I get that maybe you're too busy to talk about this right now, so who might be the best person to talk to? Right? Very simple, very basic, amazing follow-up, personal touch. She replies with, it's cropped, you can't see it, but she literally said, this is the best cold email I've ever received, blah, blah, blah. They went into it, booked a call, and she became a client. Okay? So that right there was a long video, very in-depth training, but I gave you all my best stuff. This is absolutely everything that I have. Use this to print money on command for the rest of your life. You are welcome, armed with this knowledge. Go forth, my friend, and conquer. There we have it. That is how to outreach like a boss. That is how to land all the copywriting clients you could ever possibly want. Repeat this process over and over again, and it is only a matter of time before you're making 5K, 10K, 15K a month. So that'll do it for this training. If you appreciate the value, drop a like, drop a sub, so I know that you're actually getting value from this, in which case I will continue to do these free videos. With that said, gotta leave for my flight. I am running super late. I'll see you in part 6 in a week or a year. We'll see.